Breaking news this morning, the search resumes for a missing Malaysian airplane. What they are now doing to locate it.
We're talking about an unseasonably chilly day ahead, and we're tracking showers later on today. I'll time it out for you in your first Warn 5 hour-by-hour forecast.
And a local sheriff wants to crack down on those who abuse animals. What he thinks the punishment should be.
Live and local with coverage you can count on. This is WNAM TV5 Wake Up.
Thanks for waking up with us on this Saturday morning. I'm Sherry Hardman. We'll get to those stories in a minute. But first, Daphne is here with a look at your forecast. And Daphne, it was quite chilly out there this morning. Will that continue throughout the weekend?
Much different than the way we finished off the week. We were tracking showers to finish off the week and cooler temperatures today. That's really going to be the trend for the remainder of the week. Okay. And we're still tracking showers right now. I'll take you out to your first Warn 5 pinpoint dive.
Breaking news this morning, the search for missing Malaysian Airlines Flight 370 is about to resume in an isolated stretch of the Indian Ocean. On Sunday, 3 ships will arrive on Australia's west coast and will spend up to a year searching for the plane. They will use new equipment that goes deep beneath the waves in an effort to finally solve one of the world's most perplexing aviation mysteries. Officials from the Australian Transport Safety Bureau will say the search will continue because the families of the 239 people on board that plane deserve an answer. Developing news this morning, the Islamic militant group ISIS is threatening to execute an American after beheading its 4th hostage. Iraq war veteran Peter Hasseg appears at the end of a new internet video. That video shows a masked man executing Alan Henning of Britain as punishment for the country's involvement in airstrikes against ISIS. Hasseg is from Indiana and he started a non-profit organization to deliver aid to Syria. Developing news this morning, a local sheriff says the state needs to crack down on people who abuse animals. Genesee County Sheriff Robert Piquel says abusers belong on a registry just like sex offenders do. Right now, the most they can get is 3 months behind bars. Last month, deputies arrested a man whose grandson was seen repeatedly throwing a puppy into the street. That man, Kevin Stang, was arrested on several felony charges, including animal abuse. If convicted, he faces up to 4 years behind bars. And there was plenty of unrest at a local high school as students and parents demanded answers on Friday. Classes at Bridgeport High School started 5 weeks ago, but students say they haven't been given class schedules or grades, so students say they plan to protest to express their concerns. But the superintendent tells us a different story. He says there has been a miscommunication, and it's one he wants to fix.
We want to make sure that we communicate out about the great things that are happening here at Bridgeport.
The superintendent says the commotion Friday was not a protest, but instead happened because of an early dismissal. Genesee County is now the latest in mid-Michigan to have a confirmed case of the enterovirus D68. The Michigan Department of Community Health says there have been more than 24 confirmed cases of the virus in the state. The virus can be caught by anyone, but is most impactful on children. It is transmitted through close contact with an infected person. Health officials say Michigan residents can protect themselves by practicing good general hygiene. Officials are taking a big step to control the potential spread of the Ebola virus in the U.S. Hazmat crews are cleaning out the Dallas apartment where Thomas Duncan was staying. The 4 people who live there remain under quarantine and armed guard, and they are being removed from the apartment for their safety. Health officials say they have identified 10 people who had contact with Duncan and are now at high risk of getting the virus. Meanwhile, an American cameraman who contracted the virus in Liberia is weak but walking.
Of course, he's very, very frightened, but his spirits are relatively good the more we've been able to reassure him.
The cameraman will arrive in Nebraska for treatment on Sunday. And most of those who came in contact with Duncan are ambulance or hospital workers, so should you be concerned? Friday, we talked to an infectious disease doctor. He says Ebola doesn't spread as easily as viruses like the cold or flu.
This is not a infection that's spread casually. It's spread through pretty intimate contact with body fluids, so blood. If they're vomiting a lot, that's potentially infectious.
In the end, Dr. Stewart says you should be more concerned about the upcoming flu season than Ebola. And more than 100 soldiers from Fort Bragg will join the fight to keep the Ebola virus from spreading. The Pentagon announced Friday that about 120 soldiers will deploy to Africa on a humanitarian aid mission. A Pentagon spokesman says they will help establish infrastructure, health facilities, and emergency treatment units. Womack Army Medical Center at Fort Bragg is already preparing to handle any soldiers who might get sick on the mission.
We've got the hazmat gear or the personal protective equipment that we've already trained our people on. We're continuing to train more people on in the process of being able to take care of those patients while they're in the ICU.
Troops are expected to start deploying later this month. Until then, the troops will get extra training on how to protect themselves from the virus. Tensions are high this morning in Hong Kong, where protests have left nearly 3 dozen people injured. Fights have broken out between police and pro-democracy protesters. In the last week, tens of thousands of people have taken to the streets, demanding full democracy and calling for the resignation of Hong Kong's chief executive. You know, summer may be over, we all know that, but one bear in Pennsylvania is not quite ready to give up fun in the sun just yet.
And the great part about it is that a security camera caught all of this in action.
Take a look at this. This bear snuck into the backyard of a home and went straight for the swimming pool.
He checked out for the water a little bit, took a drink or two, but then it was time for a swim, and it was a long one.
He's checking the temperature. The uninvited guest made himself right at home. However, the homeowners say that they were amazed that the pool didn't actually collapse because of the bear's size.
As you can see, he lounged around like you or I would on a hot summer day.
It seems like the bear just really wanted a nice leisurely swim.
Good for him. He just took the day off.
He's just chilling.
Yeah, he's like, I just need a tan here. Soak it up.
That's funny.
Yeah.
WNEM TV5 News Time is 8:08. Clergy members in Missouri are coming together to speak out against the treatment of Ferguson protesters.
Hour-by-hour forecast coming up.
WNEM TV5 News Time is 8:13. More Week in Wake Up is coming up. But first, here's a look at what's happening in this weekend's Talk Back.
All right, do people have a right to stand out at the street corner and ask for money on a sign? Is that a guaranteed right? That's the topic on this weekend's Talk Back.
And you're taking a live look over Saginaw, a chilly start to your day. More Week in Wake Up after the break.
Live and local with coverage you can count on. This is WNEM TV5 Wake Up.
Thanks for waking up with us on this Saturday morning. I'm Sherry Hardman.
I'm Daphne DeLauren.
And Daphne, I felt like I needed to go back inside and get a heavier coat this morning. It was so cold.
I know. Forget the AC now. It's really starting to feel like fall. And not only that, but we're tracking showers again today. So we finished the week tracking showers. We're starting the weekend tracking showers. I'll show you that in your first one. 5 pinpoint Doppler radar. 15 degrees cooler than average for this time of year.
Wow, it is time to turn on the heat, isn't
it? It's getting chilly.
All right, thanks, Daphne. And Governor Rick Snyder's right-hand man is coming to mid-Michigan. Lieutenant Governor Brian Cawley will be speaking at the Dow Event Center in Saginaw. Cawley is one of the speakers gathering at the Saginaw Rotary Club. The organization is celebrating its 100th anniversary. Cawley will take the podium Monday at 4 and talk about issues affecting Michigan. Mid-Michigan is ready for some rock and roll. Bob Seger tickets go on sale this morning. People are so pumped up to see the rock and roll legend, they've camped outside the Dow Event Center to get their hands on some tickets. WNEM TV5's Meg McLeod had the opportunity to talk to some of those die-hard fans. It sounds like a good time. Seger hits the stage November 19th. It is expected to be a sold-out show. The box office opens this morning at 10. And it's the season for pumpkins in Tuscola County. The 34th annual Pumpkin Festival is now underway. More than 1,600 decorated pumpkins are now on display on the courthouse lawn in Carroll, along with classic cars and motorcycles. You can catch the fireworks today on the Carroll High School football field and the Grand Parade on Sunday. And of course, there will be pumpkin pie for all to eat. And the sky will soon be lit with lanterns. Hundreds will gather for Mid-Michigan's first Light the Night walk. It's to honor those living with and those who died from blood cancer. It starts at 5 today at the Tridge in Midland. The walk begins at 7:15 and will take you to the Dow Diamond and back. WNEM TV5 News Time is 8:38. Halloween is just right around the corner. Do you and your spouse have concerns about what costumes your child should wear? Well, coming up in our Family Matters segment, Dr. Haller has tips on how to reach an agreement. And don't forget to like us on Facebook. This will give you the big stories and breaking news from across Mid-Michigan right on your Facebook feed.
Follow by Wednesday.
Taylor Swift is telling rising stars to shake it off and sing. The country superstar will serve as the key advisor for the NBC singing competition TV show, The Voice. The singer will serve as the sole mentor for all of the artists on each of the 4 teams. And there may soon be a movie version of the video game Angry Birds. Variety reports that the movie will star Saturday Night Live alums Jason Sudeikis, Bill Hader, and Maya Rudolph. The filmmakers also tweeted an image from the animated film, which is set to hit theaters July of 2016. Some shelters in Iowa are working with Iowa State University for a puppy cause. The university is offering puppy rentals through one of its sororities. For just $10, students can play with a puppy for 30 minutes. The funds raised will be split, some going to the sorority, the other half to participating shelters. That's a nice way to try out if you want to have a dog or not.
What a cutie. Look at them. Well, today's not the best puppy playing day outside, but it's going to be cooler.
Okay.
We're talking cooler temperatures today, about 10 to 15 degrees cooler than we were even yesterday. But we have the showers in the forecast. I'm going to say widespread showers, mainly late afternoon time. And we'll keep the showers Sunday, even into the next work week. But look at those temperatures. You want 60s. We have them back in the forecast by Tuesday. You want sunshine. We have them back in the forecast by a later portion of the week. So we just have a lot of weather going on for the next week.
All right. Thanks, Daphne. And thank you so much for joining us this morning. We hope to see you again tomorrow morning at 7 o'clock for 2 hours of Weekend Wake Up right here on WNEM TV5. Have a wonderful day.